for the last minute. So, can you hear me clearly, please?
We can hear you, but you are a little bit low on the low side. See if you can readjust your sound.
I think I lost the PowerPoint.
You lost the PowerPoint.
Uh-oh, how come? All right, we can start. We would like to first say good afternoon to everyone. We want to talk about something you already know much. We are very much informed. The biggest problem with diabetes is the condition of the mind. And that is where we need to start solving the problem from. If we can correct the mind, then every problem can be solved. Without that, you can try natural remedies on anyone, help them to change their lifestyle. They will do that for some weeks. And then they're going to give up. Because the real problem is the state of the mind. Until we help anyone to get their mind correct, we cannot help them. You cannot help anyone until the mind is correct. We don't have a lot of time to go in detail with that, but I will just say that for now. So without a proper education or re-education, because people will need to unlearn things and learn new things, every attempt to help anyone will be just for temporary help. So if you want to approach diabetes in the right way, spend time to talk with the patient first. Because diabetes is a disease that is becoming a plague. The medical system can testify that 100 years ago, it's not like now. Something really bad is going on. The education, the disposition of the mind, the food, the lifestyle, there are many factors that are bringing individual into the level of diabetes. And I have a very simple example to give you quickly. Most of you come from the Caribbean, very healthy, right? Are very healthy and come to this country and they start eating like American, start having American stress, eating American food, American lifestyle. And then after 10 years, you are diabetic. Few years later, you have also high blood pressure and things start going down and you end up on medication maybe for life. So just looking at that simple picture can let you see that it is a problem of lifestyle. If that is not clear for the patient and they understand this and are willing to come to the right lifestyle, any attempt of help will be temporary and will not be beneficial. And I keep repeating myself for a very good reason, because it's very crucial. I'm doing this for 21 years and I can tell you there's no disease that cannot be cured, only incurable people. People that have a mindset that cannot be heard, to obey and be consistent until they get well. Many will try something for a time and give up. So it's very important that we understand the best way to approach any disease, and particularly for this afternoon, is helping the mind to be re-educated, to be reset God's way, for the people to get back the willpower back, to be willing to come back to normal order. Then and only then, anything that will be suggested like lifestyle change, the herbal formulas, supplement, exercise, whatever will be suggested can be beneficial to the patient. So let us share some few thoughts here. I don't know how long I have. Let's see how much we can. And then we're going to run through it quickly. Let me see here first. All right, because of time, I'm going to be running a little bit. Okay, so I suggest that you cooperate with me to see how far we can get. The healing of the mind first. I talk about that, and I'm going to just quick go through that. We give a blueprint for, I call it a blueprint of protocol treatment for any disease. Number one, the 12 causes of disease and how to reverse them. Number two, main medicine to be used in this protocol will be cleansing and the whole body detox, plus mineral formulas, superfood formula, herbal formula, and other things like enzyme and oil and many things. Now, number three, we'll talk about the 4 principles of healing, which is cleanse, detox, nourish, and regenerate. Number 4, the 5 principles of herbal natural medicine formulation. So anything you are going to make for anyone, especially for a diabetes person, you're going to make sure the thing will be bioavailable for the patient. Bioavailable. So you can take things, let's say you buy bitter melon capsule in the store, and that thing is there for the last 3 years. I'm sorry, you have nothing there for you because the elements are no longer that much available for you. That's one. You know, the next one will be maybe iron. And if you don't have enough vitamin C, your iron will not be bioavailable for you. So it's very important that for anything we make, in a mineral formula, herbal formula, anything, you gotta be very careful how bioavailable the element will be. The next will be synergistic action, synergetic action. So in the case of diabetes, we should know that your pancreas does not work alone to regulate your glycemia. Your pancreas will be working with your liver, your cell membrane, and much, much more your gut. Okay. And then we talk about the objective anatomy and physiology of the organ, and then the dosage. If anybody tell you any medicine is good, but it doesn't tell you how much, what is the dosage you're going to use, you are failing halfway already. And I would like to say this quickly, that American system control the dosage of natural remedies. They will tell you to take 1 or 2 capsules, and they know it will never work for you. That's why I do not recommend taking herb in a small dose, because it won't work. It has to be concentrated, sometimes 10 times, to have the result you want. So if you don't do the dosage properly, the very thing that works for other people will not work for you. So these are key information in taking care of any, situation about health naturally, and particularly in this case of diabetes. Number 5, apply all natural practicum needed like wet sheet pack, sauna, poultice, infrared, because sometimes you can have diabetes serious condition. Okay, you can have diabetic wounds. You gotta know how to take care of that naturally. Okay. The next one is cell proliferance. Cell proliferance for the regeneration of the sick organ. So you're gonna know the elements that will be used to help your pancreas to regenerate. For example, the key element to help your pancreas to regenerate is the astaxanthin. They help the beta cell to quickly regenerate. And the beta cells are responsible for the secretion of the insulin. And the alpha cells are responsible for the secretion of the glucagon. Okay, there are more other things, but these are the main that we're going to refer to tonight or this afternoon. Okay. Then number 7, you write the actual protocol treatment for a day plus additional direction. So this is the blueprint I suggest for anything. Now, so the 12 cause of disease, for those who have been with me for some time, they are very used to this. I do not approach any disease by saying, use this, use that, is good. Now, let's look at all the causes of the disease. You're diabetic, you have a job, and you are working night shift. Lack of sleep will play a big role in that. Your stress life, you have a very difficult marriage life. It's very stressful marriage life. You're going to play in your diabetic condition. So we need to look at all the causes. So we suggest 12. Number 1, acidosis. Number 2, nutrient deficiency. Number 3, 8 laws of health. Number 4, 8 channel of elimination. Number 5, the hormonal imbalance. Number 6, toxicity and environmental pollution. Number 7, stress. Number 8, ignorance, the greatest cause of all disease. Number 9, parasite. Almost every disease is linked to parasite. So there are many research proving that you have something called the fluke, the pancreatic fluke. It's a parasite in the pancreas, really disturbing, creating the problem with pancreas. Number 10, the mind, character, and personality. Okay, the person that is diabetic maybe have a serious personality problem. That is also one of the cause. If you are very full of unforgiveness, holding a grudge, always stressed, fighting people around, you cannot be healthy. All of this playing a big role. Number 11, enzyme deficiency. As we age, we start losing enzyme. And today, the way we eat food is very deficient in enzyme. And then number 12, the other causes that can link to generic or epigenetic and many other stuff. So in the case of acidosis, we don't have time. I'm not going to go in detail. I'm going to pass really quick. Nutrient deficiency. For the pancreas, you need vanadium, you need chromium, you need iodine, vitamin D, and a zinc picolinate. Then the main thing is astaxanthin, good to regenerate the beta cell of the pancreas. The next one is the liver. Well, all your liver need to work right, get it right, and then your cell membrane plus your gut. I'm coming to that very soon. So the 8 laws of health, everyone has done that already, so I pass. The 8 channel of elimination. Here, I'm going to pause a little bit. You see, the way we have been taught to approach this disease, I think we need to look closely again. We are much more into managing numbers. I have a funny machine now to check every number every minute. What about you check the organ that are monitoring the whole thing? So, for example, in the case of diabetes, cleanse all the 8 channel and much more the specific one, liver, cell membrane, blood, and lymph. They're the main thing you're going to look at. Very important. Now, let us talk about this one. For example, the glucagon. It sends a signal to the liver to release sugar stored within the liver in the form of glycogen. Okay, those who understand glycogenolysis, I'm coming to that soon. And the next one is the health of your gut. The GLP-1, which is a glucagon-like peptide one, is produced in the gut and sends signal to the pancreas to produce the right amount of insulin. It also lowers the sugar made by the liver. If we get the point so far, that means GLP-1 produced in your gut is very critical in managing your glycemia. But if we just pass all of these, we only focus on the pancreas, we are running into complete failure. Insulin. Insulin is produced by the beta cell of your pancreas. It acts like a clock to unlock the insulin receptors so that the sugar can be taken from the bloodstream into the cell to be used so that the blood sugar level in the bloodstream is balanced and the cell also have enough energy from the sugar. Now, I'm calling our attention to look at this closely. Look at the blue one. The blue duct from the liver, and then the blue duct from the pancreas, and both will be crossed here and have the common duct before it gets into the duodenum. Why God, in his infinite wisdom, designed this organ to be like this? Why the ducts coming from the liver must come to cross the duct coming from the pancreas? This is a big question that will play a role in managing your sugar level. God wants the liver and the pancreas to work together to manage your glycemia. Do we get that? Let's continue. I'm coming back to this, but let me go this way. This is how things look like. This is the pancreas right here. That will secrete two main, okay, there are others, but two main, glucagon and insulin. They're the main things that it will give. So if you eat rice right now, very high in carbohydrate. After digestion of your rice, guess what we have? Glucose. So the glucose level spike in the bloodstream. And those who understand the endocrine system, send quickly there's a need of insulin. Now what the insulin will do, look out here. The insulin will come in to work with the insulin receptors to get the sugar from the bloodstream into the cell. And that will be used as energy, and some of them will be stored in the mitochondria. And later on, we will restore and breaking it down into ATP and more. But we're not going into that detail right now. And the main thing we want to see here is there is a very important activities at the level of the cell membrane. So if your cell membrane is compromised, we have a problem. If your insulin receptors have a problem, we cannot get the sugar from the bloodstream inside the cell. And that's going to lead to many complications. Let's continue. We're coming right back. So this is what happens. Let me go this way. Let me use this one, this one. This is going to simplify it for us. So let's see. So this is the pancreas. When you eat food, you eat rice. After digestion, you have glucose. So the glucose in the bloodstream will increase. When it increases, what happens? Insulin level will be increased to take the glucose from the blood into the cells and tissue and all of that. The leftover, follow carefully please, the leftover of the sugar will be stored in the liver in the form of glycogen. Glycogen. Now, when you are not eating and your body needs energy, what happens? Pancreas will secrete glucagon, and the glucagon will send signal to the liver. We need our sugar back. The sugar we have stored in your garage in the form of glycogen, we need it back. And the liver will restitute the glycogen, breaking down into sugar again and bring the sugar level back. Everybody get the point so far? So there's a constant activity between liver and a pancreas in the regulation of the glycemia. So if you're taking care of diabetes naturally, and you get everything good for the pancreas, bitter melon, herb like Vereca, prodigiosa, many herbs for the pancreas, but you have nothing for the liver, sorry, you are doing a very wrong work, because if this liver cannot do a proper role of what we call here, let me see, glycogenolysis, this one. Glycogenolysis is the process by which glycogen, the primary carbohydrate stored in the liver and the muscle cells of animal, is broken down into glucose to provide immediate energy and to maintain blood glucose level during fasting. That means the time you're not eating or you're not digesting anything. Glycogenolysis occurs primarily in the liver and is stimulated by the hormone glucagon and epinephrine that we call adrenaline. Okay. Now let's come back. So far, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that if we look closely to the anatomy right here, that this duct coming from the liver must cross the duct coming from the pancreas, speak of volumes that God wants these two organs to operate together in managing whatever is hard to do with diabetes. So the main point here, don't just focus on the health of the pancreas, not just the health of the beta cell and alpha cells, but also the health of the liver. So now let's continue. I talk about the glycogenolysis already, so let me continue here. Metformin, no, we're not going there. Hormones. Okay, insulin and glucagon are actually hormones with the principle of the feedback effect. We just explained that. So anytime you have low of any one of them, they send a signal to the organ to secrete more and balance it out. Now, when it comes to toxicity, let's talk about the liver. The liver is the manager of toxins in your body, as well as the fatty cells that keep the toxin from invading the whole system. So if someone living in a house full of mold and exposed, maybe having a job of a janitor, always breathing chemicals. So at home, you have toxicity, at work, toxicity. Guess what? The liver is very much overworked. So if you can't detox the liver from heavy metals, you cannot get that patient right. So we suggest this: use 1 part of charcoal, 1 part of psyllium husk, 1 part of bentonite clay, and 1/8 of humic acid. Humic acid is like 20 times more effective than charcoal. It's what you use to detox even any kind of toxin from the body. Okay, American Army use Agent Orange in many wars, and the only way to help these people is with humic acid. Nothing else works like that. So to detox any heavy metal from the liver and from your whole system, you need to add these particular things to the formula. It will make a big difference. Now, stress level. What happens when a diabetic patient is under stress? When people with type 2 diabetes are under mental stress, they generally experience an increase in their bloodstream level, increase in their blood glucose level, sorry. People with type 1 may have a more varied response. This means that they can experience either an increase or a decrease in their blood glucose level. Now, during stressful situation, epinephrine or adrenaline, glucagon, and the growth hormone and cortisol play a role in blood sugar level. Stressful situations include infection, serious illness, or significant emotional stress. So when it's stressed, the body prepares itself for ensuring that enough sugar or energy is rapidly available. So insulin level fall, glucagon and epinephrine level rise and more glucose is released from the liver. At the same time, growth hormone and cortisol level rise, which cause body tissue, muscle and fat to be less sensitive to insulin. You got it? As a result, more glucose is available in the bloodstream. So you can look this from California University, San Francisco. So it's very important that you talk to the patient. Which kind of job you have? Are you a nurse having a night shift? Then you know very well this person is going through some stressful situation. And then plus that, you have a family problem? Yeah, have a sick child. Okay, what else? Have a very troubled family life, going through divorce, maybe, I don't know. So when you combine all of this, you know that under the effect of stress, what's going on? The insulin level is going to fall, glucagon and epinephrine level will rise, and more glucose is released from the liver. At the same time, what happened? The GH, which is the growth hormone, and the cortisol level rise, which cause body tissue to be less sensitive to insulin. That means the body tissue and the cell will not take in more sugar. So what happened? The sugar stay in the bloodstream and the sugar level is very high. So checking the lifestyle of the person, the stress level, all of that play a big role. So education here. I can tell you that a lot of people are diabetic for 20 years and never read one book, not even a book concerning diabetes. They just make sure they have a good insurance and getting the appeal taken on time, that's it. That is insanity. You are not born diabetic, you don't have type 1, it's type 2 coming mainly from your lifestyle, and you don't want to know nothing about it. The next one is the misunderstanding. You have misinformation first, then misunderstanding, then misguidance, and then the laziness and irresponsibility. These are the main problem. The next one is the pancreatic fluke. There's a fluke called Erythrema pancreaticum. It's a parasite found in the pancreas. And this damages the pancreas big time. I don't want to go into detail reading all of that. We just suggest something to detox that pancreatic fluke. So you use the black walnut hull in tincture form, and you make it concentrate enough. Okay, concentrate enough. We don't recommend you consuming a large amount of tincture because you are taking alcohol. So what do? Put in boiling water for a time, and the alcohol will evaporate. Got it? Now we have much better formula, which is much stronger. But you gotta be careful. Hydrate the body before you take this, because it can give you dizziness, can send it to the emergency room. So take 1 tablespoon of turpentine, food grade only. Don't buy it from Home Depot, it will hurt you. And then 1 tablespoon of Jamaican black castor oil. You mix this both and you take it. The body should be properly hydrated 2 hours prior or before taking this remedy. It is extremely strong. For more information about turpentine, visit Dr. Jennifer Daniels' website. Okay, she gave much detail. Now, mind problem. So educate the patient about diabetes, because many patients believe that it can never be reversed according to what the doctor said to them. So by educating the patient, their mind will be changed so that they can make a decision for healthy lifestyle. All right. Also check the information about stress and diabetes type 2. Okay. Now for the enzyme, we should know that already. Let's go. And then the last one is about the other causes. Can be many traumas. So let's go. So what do we suggest? Suggest this colon cleanse and detox. So you made a colon cleanse for the patient. Take 2 parts of cascara, 1 part of senna, 1 part of rhubarb, and 1/4 of cayenne. You mix it very well and you put it in a capsule for the patient. Okay, let's start cleansing the colon. Now, anytime you take colon cleanse, please, for the next 20 minutes, take colon and a whole body detox. Because when you start taking the cleanse, you're going to have some effect also on the liver. And the liver is going to dump a lot of toxins in your duodenum. Now, if you don't have anything to bind this toxin and take it out safely, guess what? You're going to step down into your small intestine and you're going to reabsorb the toxin, and that's going to create a healing crisis. It can make you very, very sick. So what do you do? When you take a cleanse, colon cleanse, 20 minutes most, take a detox. Okay, so use bentonite clay, you use a diatomaceous herb, buglewheat leaves, plantain leaves, activated charcoal, and then a little bit of humic. And this is going to detox. When the liver starts dumping toxin, these things are going to bind everything and take it slowly into your small intestine, down to the colon, and then end up in the bathroom. So we have this one. These are the herb for diabetes type 2. I have 18 herb here for you. So you have a lot of choice here. Okay, a lot of choice. One of the one I love much is shepherd nettle. This is summertime. If you can find shepherd nettle, a fresh shepherd nettle, give to anyone have diabetic problem. Fresh juice of this 2 or 3 times a day. You are going to see a quick result in few weeks. Remember, we don't recommend medicating herb. We recommend change of mentality and a change of complete lifestyle. Okay, just do it, give a little example right there. Okay, so you have bitter melon, burdock, yellow dock, prodigiosa, golden seal, gymnema leaves, hurricane, shepherd nettle, sapo, juniper berry, cedar berry. Cedar berry is very effective. Bilberry, very much. Huckleberry, and stinging nettle, olive leaves, fig leaf, milk thistle, very important for the liver. And another one called Salacia oblongo. So we give you a formula. It's a formula 93 for those who are taking training. So you take 1 pound of bayberry, 1 pound of cedar berry, 1 pound of gymnema leaves, 1 pound of eureka, 1 pound of prodigiosa, 1 pound of burdock, 1 pound of sapo, and 1 pound of shepherd nettle, 1 pound and 8 pound of cayenne. You make this formula. Now, we don't have a time, otherwise I should tell you the role of every herb here and how we combine things this way. Okay? Maybe another time. Now, I have more formula right here. Can't read all of you, so I will make things available soon for the people to see. So I gave you many, many formulas. Now we need alternative herb. Why? Let me come back here. Alternative herb are the herb that alter your blood. So it cleans the blood, detox the blood, and make the blood function properly. Because if you don't have a healthy blood, and your blood is full of free radicals and many toxins, people have even parasite in the blood, many things, undigested protein, so much in the blood. If you see a real sick person's blood on a microscope, you won't believe it. If you go to the proper blood detox and cleanse, then things start changing. So you suggest plantain, you have 15 herb for the blood. Plantain, red clover, poke root, burdock root, chaparral, Oregon grape, sassafras, echinacea, yellow dock, garlic, dandelion, stinging nettle, clover, much more for the lymphatic system, and any blood cleansing herb. So I suggest the enzyme drink in addition to the protocol. So you will take 1 bunch of astragalus, 1 bunch of dandelion leaves, 1 bunch of kale, and collard green. You juice this. You have a green juice. Then you have diabetic juice. Take 2 bitter melon, 1 bunch of string beans, 1 part of lemon juice, and 1 part of ginger root juice. That is specifically for diabetic condition. Then you have the sprout seed juice. 1 part of fenugreek sprouts, 1 part of alfalfa sprouts, and 1 part of red clover sprouts. You juice the sprouts. So what do you do at the end? You take 12 ounces of the green juice plus 10 ounces of the diabetic juice plus 10 ounces of sprout seed juice plus 10 capsules of enzyme. It is extremely important. I have used this for years, and I can tell you the results can speak for itself. Now we have mineral formula for anyone has a condition like that. So you have sea moss, 1 part of sea moss, a quarter part of bladder rock. Sea moss bring you a lot of mineral, up to 92 minerals, as they say. Bladder rock bringing you more things. You have a green clay to really help. We have the diatomaceous earth bringing silica, and the vitamin C to help absorb the iron from the sea moss. If you don't have enough vitamin C, the iron in sea moss will not be properly absorbed. It will not be bioavailable. Okay, so you make it and you put things right. So we have here the superfood, things that will nourish the body. We have 1 part of magnesium powder, 1 part of wheatgrass juice, 1 part of spirulina, chlorella, and half part of vitamin C, 1/8 of enzyme powder, 1/8 of marine phytoplankton, and 132, what do you call it? Okay, take one, let's say if you're using 1 ounce, then you're going to divide 1 ounce by 32. Okay, that we're going to use for fulvic mineral. The marine phytoplankton have the highest level of astaxanthin on Earth. And this marine phytoplankton is going to help particularly the beta cell of your pancreas. So the pancreas beta cell will start working properly. And the beta cell are responsible for the secretion of the insulin. Okay, this is very important. The fulvic mineral, it makes the whole thing, the herbs and everything bioavailable. The enzyme help to start digesting undigested protein. Anything that in the body that is not needed, it will go away. Now, the spirulina and the chlorella plus the wheatgrass juice and all will help for the methylation. We won't go in detail about that. It's fixing the whole body system functions. And we give you more formula about that. So here, in some cases, if there is some serious trouble in the liver, and we recommend that you take oregano oil plus olive oil, and you make it very strong for the person to take daily. And also you can take this hemp oil. You have the hemp oil and black seed oil. The oregano oil is an essential oil. Okay, black seed oil is cold pressed oil, 2 different realities. The cell proliferant, you can use this thing to repair the body, okay, because diabetic people have a lot of damage in their system, a lot of damage. So we suggest a day of protocol. So what do you do? Number 1 is that during the treatment, you use only distilled water with a little bit of salt. It's a much balanced electrolyte for your body. Okay, take 1 gallon of distilled water and put half a teaspoon of Celtic salt in it. They balance things, but because the distilled water is hungry water, it does not have mineral in it. They remove minerals, so you put it back. Now, what do you do? At 6 a.m., take lemon juice plus 8 ounces of warm water. Let the person take this with colon cleanse. Okay, can be Cascara Sagrada plus Sena, all the formula we have given above. 7 a.m., take the herbal tea. The herbal tea must have burdock, yellow dock, prodigiosa, golden seal, gymnema, ereke. Also use diabetic herbal formula above. So we give you many formula above you can use. Now, at 9 o'clock, you're going to use a quart of what I call the green juice and the enzyme drink. The enzyme drink is right here. Let me come back to it because it's the key thing you need in this formula, this one. The enzyme drink is made of 12 ounces of green juice, 10 ounces of diabetic juice, and diabetic juice is made of what? 2 bitter melon, 1 bunch of string beans, 1 part of lemon juice, and 1 part of ginger root juice. It's a very strong stuff right here. So tell the patient not to take these things with their medication. It can create a problem. Take at least an hour far away from their medication. Okay, do not take patient off medication. That's not your role. No, it's a medical mission. It's a medical doctor that should take them from any medication. Tell your patient that if you take 2 bitter melon and a bunch of string beans and lemon juice and ginger, it's going to drop your sugar level so fast. So do not take that at the same time you are taking your metformin or any diabetic medication. I keep repeating myself because it can create a serious healing crisis. You can send a person to a coma very fast. So please, at least an hour apart, even more, for much safety. So let's come back here. So 9 o'clock, that's what we do. Take the enzyme drink. 11 o'clock, you gotta make a smoothie. In the smoothie, you put coconut water. You put 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, or use water, simple water, okay, if you don't have coconut water. So coconut oil, 2 tablespoons. 1 teaspoon of superfood that we indicate above. And then you are going to use sprout seed. So you can sprout fenugreek. Fenugreek sprout is very important for diabetic patients. So if today you use fenugreek sprout, tomorrow you use sesame sprout, the next day you can use walnut, the following day you can use hemp seed, the following day you can use chia seed, so you can vary as you please, okay? And you use a teaspoon of black seed every day in the whole smoothie. You also use the 2 enzymes, can be papain or bromelain. Use date. Date is very safe in this smoothie, okay? It's because very balanced. And the 2 tablespoons of mineral mix. Remember the formula of mineral mix we gave you above. And then 1 piece of ginger and half piece of teaspoon of cayenne tincture, or cayenne pepper, and a little bit of blackberry, and you blend everything. This smoothie is very, very nutritious. You can drink this and go do construction for a whole day. You're going to be fine. You will not be hungry. It's full of nutrients. 2 p.m., you take herbal tea again. 3 p.m., another herbal tea. 4 p.m., sorry, another herbal tea. So the same herbal tea you take at 7 o'clock, you take 3 times again in the afternoon. So you're taking 4 times herbal tea. What are we doing there? We want to change completely your lymphatic fluid and your blood. We want to completely rebuild it. That's why we are using so much herbal teas. 5 p.m., you're going to do a little bit of salad. Okay, in that salad you can have, in the first weeks, I don't recommend using anything that brings too much carbohydrate because the body will find a way anyway. So they can use a little bit of wild rice only, or millet if you really need it. If you don't, fine. Now you're going to use watercress, red onions. Okay, don't use the white onion, please, because the red onion have a lot of quercetin, for example, up to 43%. Now, we come to the white onion, less than 20. So, no, don't be using any white onion for anybody, okay? It's not good. Maybe for cooking, maybe. So, parsley and celery, this help to help the liver and also cleanse all the fat that your body don't need. Avocado bring a healthy fat, okay? And now homemade dressing and a little bit of hemp oil or black seed oil. You mix everything. You do this like this for 1 week. After 1 week, see how the person's body reacts. Then you start bringing more food in it. I recommend you remove every grain, even if it's far from heaven, remove it from the person's diet. Let the person eat green plantain. They can put in a stew. They can cook it with pumpkin, anything. Let them have the ground food like sweet potato, dashin, or taro. They can eat chickpeas, is fine, but every grain out. This will not make too much sense for you. I suggest you look at, we're going to send you a video you will watch that will let you know how much the grain are being poisoned in this country because of the way they grow this grain. The wheat used to be very tall. in 1940s, 50s. Now the wheat is very short because they modify the wheat so that they can grow in a large amount, and they use the Roundup to spray the farm. So by spraying the farm, they can kill the bad herbs or the weed, but the wheat can be preserved. So to be able to do that, they modify generically the wheat. So not just the wheat, but most of the grain. For that reason, diabetic people are very much intolerant to all the bread, all the rice, all the cereal we are using. It's not good for them. But we don't have enough time. I need to stop right here. We'll have another time to talk about the grain. But look at two doctors, Dr. David Perlmutter. I will text it to the sister. David Perlmutter. He wrote a book. The title is Brain Grain. Another one is Dr. Blaylock Russell. He developed a whole study on how the grain is affecting people. He took a number of students, violent students, and removed all grain from their diet, and gave them proper diet, most fruits, vegetables, and healthy stuff. They become normal. He did it for the prisoners, violent prisoners, changed the same thing. He did it for the elderly in nursing home, have the same results. He have proven that the grain in this country become extremely toxic. And what it does to you is destroying the microbiome of your gut. And guess what? If your gut is messed up, remember what we said. Go back right here about the gut. Right here. In your gut, you need what? The GLP-1. And this is the glucagon-like peptide 1. It's produced in the gut and sends a signal to the pancreas to produce the right amount of insulin. So if your gut is messed up, you're going to have a serious trouble with your diabetes. More than that, the same GLP-1 helps to lower the sugar made by the liver. So if you are eating food that's destroying your gut, you're having a problem. And then you're going to have leaky gut and many other troubles. Or don't tell them to remove their medication. Let them be on medication and work with them slowly. After a month or two, it depends how intensive is the protocol. Usually I recommend a month and a half. Let them go see their medical doctor, and the doctor will see how things are, and he will suggest or recommend to use half of the medication. You see that? And then slowly you push much harder with all the things you are doing here. So every patient are very different. What I give you here is just a suggestion, and you can vary as the situation requires until the person recovers. I use this protocol for many people, and by God's grace, I don't want to say a lot of stuff, but I can say that they are doing way better. Okay, some of them or many of them off medication. There are things we cannot say, and I would like to say that all we are sharing this evening is only for educational purposes. So I am not a doctor, and I don't heal anyone. If you have a problem, go to your medical doctor. All right. Thank you very much.